Have you ever had that feeling? You're scrolling back through your own photos and you just feel kind of disconnected. It's like you're watching a movie of your own life instead of remembering what it actually felt like to be there.
And that's really the heart of what we're getting into here. We all have these amazing cameras in our pockets, right? We're ready to capture every single perfect moment. But somewhere along the line, you have to wonder, did the capturing become the whole point?
You know, there is no better place to see this in action than in the fall. It's the season that was basically made for Instagram. But what's really happening behind that perfectly cozy, staged photo?
So picture this scene. You're at an apple orchard. You think you're going to hear laughter, people chatting, that great crunch of a fresh apple. But instead, it's quiet, eerily quiet. Everyone is just hunched over their phones, not talking, but arranging the perfect, candid shot. Kids are being posed, selfies are being taken over and over. It's not apple picking, it's the performance of apple picking.
And that orchard really is just a small-scale version of this massive trend. We go to concerts, we hike through national parks, we visit these incredible cities, but we end up experiencing it all through that little rectangle in our hands. The view isn't really the view until we've framed it up perfectly on our screen.
And this is not just some small habit. Get this. One of our sources points out the average American spends over 5 hours a day on their phone. 5 hours. That is a massive chunk of our waking life spent curating and consuming a digital reality, often while the real one is happening right in front of us.
Okay, but it gets even weirder than just looking at our phones too much. We've kind of moved past just documenting our lives to actively, well, bending reality to make it look a whole lot more impressive for an online audience. For example, one of the videos we watched for this showed an influencer at one of her own shows, and apparently she wasn't thrilled with the actual crowd size, so she just photoshopped in more people. I mean, you can literally see the same faces cloned and pasted in the background. No joke. And yeah, you gotta agree with the reaction from the YouTube hosts here. It's one thing to slap a filter on something, but it's a whole other level to just invent a crowd of fans who are never actually there.
And look, it's not just about adding people. The digital manipulation we're seeing now goes so much further. Waists are pinched to impossible sizes. Entire body shapes are changed. Basic physics and human anatomy are just, suggestions when you have the right app.
And just when you thought, okay, well, at least you can trust a video, nope. The technology has taken a huge leap. AI can now seamlessly alter videos while they're in motion, changing body shapes from frame to frame. What used to be Hollywood-level special effects is now just an app on your phone.
And, maybe the most unsettling part of all this is what this quote says. This extreme level of faking it has become so common that it's just standard. It's the new normal. It's not even shocking anymore.
So what's the big deal, right? Who cares if someone wants to tweak a photo? Well, the cost isn't just about being fake online. It's about the very memories we think we're so carefully preserving. Yeah, this slide breaks it down perfectly. When you're capturing the moment, your brain is basically in IT mode. You're thinking about angles, lighting, filters, what caption to write, what people will think. But when you're absorbing the moment, you're using your senses. It's a private, personal experience that actually builds a real, detailed memory. And there's actually a term for this, the cost of partial attention. See, our brains literally can't do both things well at once. Every single time we pull out our phone to snap a pic, we are yanking our focus away from the experience itself. Our brain is being split in two, and our memory of what actually happened pays the price. And this is just a reminder of everything a photo can never, ever capture. A picture can show you the pretty colors of the leaves, but it can't capture that crisp smell of fall in the air, or the satisfying crunch of leaves under your feet. It can't save the taste of a fresh apple, or the feeling of cool air on your skin, or the sound of the wind. Those are the things that make up a real memory, and they're totally 100% undocumented. So I know this all sounds a little depressing. Have we all just forgotten how to exist in a moment without having to prove it happened? Well, maybe not. There are ways we can find that balance again. And let's be super clear. Nobody's saying you have to eat your phone into a lake. That's not realistic. The real key here is to shift from that mindless, compulsive need to document everything to a more mindful, intentional way of using it.
So here are a few simple ideas you can actually try. How about this? Set aside just 5 minutes for pictures and then put the phone away for the next hour. Or try the one and done rule.
Resist that urge to take 50 slightly different versions of the same shot. And my personal favorite is taking mental photographs. Just consciously pause and notice all the details, the sounds, the smells, the feeling, and just lock it into your brain.
I really want to let that sink in for a second. In a world that's constantly screaming pics or it didn't happen, what if the most powerful experiences are the ones that happen only for you, the ones that aren't a performance for an audience but are just lived?
And so that really leaves us with this final question to chew on. It is so easy to get caught up in creating this perfect digital record of our lives. But if that record feels hollow and the memories feel secondhand, maybe it's time we put the camera down and just started paying attention to the life that's actually happening right here, right now.